Hello everyone and welcome to another Premier League review show on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzy and I'm your host for today's show. A lot has happened in match week 6. Spurs destroyed Manchester United 3-0. City dropped points against Newcastle in a surprising manner and Liverpool climb up to the top of the table. So what we'll do today, we'll review all of the games in match week 6 and we'll start with the first game, and that is Newcastle versus Man City, which ended 1-1. A surprising result for most of us as Man City dropped points against Newcastle. So let's discuss the key moments of the game. It started fantastically well for Man City as they opened the scoreline through Gvardiol. What a finish it was from the defender with his right foot. Great play by Grealish on the left wing with the assist. City had another chance to extend the lead as Nick Pope was way out of his goal. He was closer to the halfway line and pretty much in no man's land. Gundogan gets the ball with Nick Pope pedaling back towards his goal line. Gundogan takes a couple touches before he shoots towards goal. But he doesn't hit the ball with any power or any flight. Poor effort from the midfielder. Even though it was a shot from distance, it was pretty much an open goal. All he had to do was hit the target. For me, that was a missed opportunity. And if he wasn't confident with taking that shot, he could have laid it off to Haaland, who was on his left side. So big miss there for Man City. Newcastle applied plenty of pressure with Joelinton's half volley, which was parried away by Ederson. But then moments later, Newcastle got the breakthrough as Gordon is one-on-one with Ederson. He goes around the keeper, but then unfortunately he's brought down to the ground. Penalty awarded and a yellow card was given to Ederson. Anthony Gordon steps up and hits the back of the net to equal the score. But then Newcastle have another shout for a penalty as Joelinton was fouled by Kyle Walker. Now, I'll be honest, I think City got lucky there. Kyle Walker made no effort to get the ball and used his body to obstruct the player. If it was given, it would have been soft, but Newcastle may feel like they should have got another penalty. Both teams applied pressure on the goalkeeper, with Bernardo Silva going the closest with a fantastic volley, but saved by Nick Pope. So overall, a fantastic result for Newcastle. They probably deserved the point and really showed their quality in the game. City, on the other hand, look like they're already missing Rodri, who is potentially out for the rest of the season. Gundogan started the game in his plays, and for me was below par. He was very wasteful in possession, and his passing looked a bit off. His shooting wasn't any better either, as he had that glorious chance in the first half to extend the lead. Now, I don't want to sound premature with this comment, but I believe City need to sign a CDM in the January window in order to reclaim that title. And I don't believe they have adequate quality to challenge for all major honours, especially in Rodri's absence. The title race now, for me, is wide open. And this result certainly was reflected as it allowed other teams to gain some momentum. On to the next fixture. Arsenal versus Leicester City. One team that has equaled the points tally with City is Arsenal, who were victorious against Leicester City. But it was not a walk in the park, as the scoreline may suggest. Arsenal opened the scoreline with Martinelli finishing with a shot that creeps into the bottom corner. Trossard then makes it 2-0 with a nice guided finish. Leicester City responds in the second half after Justin's header takes a deflection off Havertz and ends up going past Royal in goal. Justin then scores his second goal to equalise for the Foxes, and there's certainly no deflection with his shot, as Justin scores a fantastic goal with plenty of bend to hit the post and in. And at that stage, you're thinking Leicester may have grabbed themselves a valuable point, but that wasn't the case as Arsenal took the lead once again through an NDD on goal, and in the 99th minute, Havertz makes it to 4-2 with a tap-in. Unlucky for Leicester City, who turned it around in the second half, unfortunately couldn't hold on in the last 10 minutes. In regards to Arsenal, they did very well to get the win against Leicester City. Not the easiest of fixtures, but they dug deep and scored the two vital goals during stoppage time, and that victory puts them in second place. On to the next fixture, Wolves versus Liverpool. Liverpool managed to get a big win against Wolves at the Molineux to climb up to the top of the table after City dropped points against Newcastle. So let's talk about the key moments of the game. In the first half, a very slow start from Liverpool. Wolves were certainly the more aggressive team, but that wasn't replicated in terms of chances being created. The best chance in the first half came for Liverpool through the left-hand side as Robertson hit a fantastic low cross in the danger zone. OZZWRLD comes charging in, hits the shot, but with no aim whatsoever as it hit straight at the keeper, who makes a block. For me, he should bury the easy chance. Definitely needs to improve in his shooting there. And just before the first half concluded, Liverpool managed to take the lead. Fantastic cross from Jota on the left wing. Konate leaps in the air and heads the ball into the back of the net. It's his first Liverpool goal in the Premier League. First of many, I hope. But from a goalkeeping point of view, Johnston probably should have done better. But at the same time, it was a point blank shot, so it was not the easiest of saves to make. Even though Liverpool weren't at their best, they took the lead at the perfect time and started the second half 1-0 up. In the second half, Lamina almost gives Liverpool with a second goal after his wayward pass fails to find Totti Gomez. Salah intervenes and hits a shot with his right foot, but he completely misses the open goal. A poor miss from the Egyptian King is actually worse than the Sabozza chance in the first half. After this moment, I would say Liverpool needed that second goal as a 1-0 lead is always a risky scoreline away from home, because if the team gets an equaliser, the momentum will shift, and unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. Liverpool conceded the goal, and then it was a terrible moment, a bit of mishap, and a bit of lack of concentration or communication between two players. At first, it seemed like Liverpool were in control as Robertson makes a crucial sliding tackle to block the ball. Konate seemed to have been protecting the ball, thinking Alisson was going to come in and take the ball from him. That didn't happen, and Wolves took advantage as Larson squares it into Ferbs. He completely miscues his shot, but Ainuri finds himself in open space to take charge and hit the back of the net. What a calamity of a goal. That was unfortunate from Liverpool, but Liverpool responded the right way as Trent hits a cross with his left foot into the 6-yard box. Semedo grabs Jota from behind and drops him to the ground. It may seem like a soft challenge, but a foul is a foul. There was no attempt to get the ball, and he wasn't goal side. So for me, it was the right call to give Liverpool the penalty. Mohamed Salah steps up and smashes the ball into the back of the net to give Liverpool the lead once again. And those were the key moments of the game. Liverpool certainly didn't hit the gears that they needed to, but sometimes the result is more important than the performance, and this match was an example of that. So now Liverpool claim top spot in the league table, and what a sight it is. But it's still early days to make any sort of statements with regards to that position, because we've got a tough run of fixtures in October/November. So that will be the true test in terms of where Liverpool are in terms of the title contention. Some pundits have even suggested Liverpool are true title contenders, apart from Gary Neville, who said we are way off City and Arsenal. Now, Liverpool fans, I wouldn't dwell too much on his comments, as quite frankly, he talks a lot of rubbish, especially when it comes to Liverpool. And he's never put his alliance for Man United to one side. It's always with a United hat on. So I see a lot of fans getting a bit rattled or a bit annoyed with those comments. For me, if he's making all of these comments so early in the season, it's a clear sign that he's worried that we could do something serious this season. So watch this space. On to the next fixture, and let's talk about Gary Neville's beloved Manchester United. Look at that scoreline there. Now, last week I predicted a win for Spurs. I think I predicted 2-1, which may have raised a few eyebrows, but the manner that they beat Manchester United, I certainly did not expect that. And I'm sure some fans did not expect Spurs centre-back Van der Ven to be a driving force for the first goal as he races past four players and hits a low cross that was pitch perfect for Brennan Johnson to tap it in from close range and gave Spurs the lead. What a goal and what a run from Vandenberg. Brennan Johnson almost makes it 2-0 with his strike later on, but the ball smashes off the post. Great play from Udogie in the build-up. OZZIE'S goes close to equalising for Manchester United, but his left-footed strike was saved by Vicario. And then moments later, Romero almost scores a scissor kick. And from the United point of view, Garnacho smashes the post. But just before half-time, a turning point took place as Bruno Fernandes gets a red card for his foul on Maddison. Now, some of you may not believe this, but I actually don't think it was a red card. It was a yellow at most, if I'm being honest. And the reason why I'm saying is because there was nothing malicious or deliberate with regards to that challenge. He slipped and tried to make up ground with a sliding tackle. Yes, the contact that he made eventually was quite high, but I don't think it was a straight red, and I think it was actually quite a harsh decision to send him off. In the second half, Spurs take advantage of United being down to 10 men, and it was Kulusevski who gets the goal. Then Spurs make it 3-0, after Dominic Solanke scores from close range and finishes off a great afternoon for Spurs. So credit to Tottenham. They were fantastic in this game and thoroughly deserved the win after simply destroying Manchester United. In regards to Manchester United, some fans are saying Ten Hag needs to be sacked. Well, I totally disagree. I think he's doing a fantastic job and needs to be given more time and more money to keep United away from achieving success, and long may it continue. Saeed from Saeed TV referred to Ten Hag as Ten Haram. Well, I countered that and say he should be called Ten Halal. On to the next fixture. Chelsea versus Brighton. What a crazy game this ended up being. Now, people thought this player was a one-season wonder, but it looks like he's defying those odds as Cole Palmer scored 4 goals in the first half to help Chelsea beat Brighton 4-2. But he wasn't even the first goal scorer in this game as Brighton took the lead through a Jorginho Rutter header. Then it was time for the Palmer show. His first goal, Jackson attacks the left channel, finds Cole Palmer around the edge of the box, and he places his shot to equalise. And then moments later, Jadon Sancho was brought down in the box, and a penalty was ordered for Chelsea. Up steps Cole Palmer, and he nicely executes a shot into the bottom corner to make it 2-1. Cole Palmer lets one fly from a free kick to make it 3-1. What a strike that was. But then Brighton tried to get involved in the action by scoring their second goal of the game, and the goal came from their midfielder Baliba. In the 41st minute, Chelsea respond as Sancho threads the ball towards Cole Palmer, and he hits it first time and rattles the back of the net to make it 4-2 and score his 4th goal of the game. And it's all done in the first half, which is absolutely crazy. So you have to say this is probably one of the best first halves in Premier League history. Chelsea had moments in the second half to extend the lead. I think they left their shooting boots in the change rooms at half-time. That win pushes Chelsea up the table to 4th position, so they're not having a bad season at all. Now, in terms of other games in the league, Ipswich Town faced Aston Villa, which ended 2-2. Ipswich Town started the game in high speed with Delap opening the scoreline. Rodgers brings the score level with a fantastic finish into the bottom corner. Watkins then makes it 2-1 with a fantastic header. Lovely cross from Leon Bailey on the right wing. Ipswich were applying the pressure to get the equaliser, and they finally got it in the 72nd minute. Great run from Delap on the left channel. He cuts in, does a step over to fall Diego Carlos to the ground, and he smashes it low and hard to get the goal. What a finish, and what an impact he's had since joining the club. Burns almost gets the winner for Ipswich Town in the latter stages, but Pau Torres makes the crucial block to save Villa and leading to walking away with a point. On to the next fixture. As you can see here, Everton versus Crystal Palace. The Toffees managed to grab their first win of the season against Palace. And let's be honest, they have really struggled so far this season. Palace opened the score sheet through their England centre-back Gehi, who scores from close range in the opening 10 minutes. But in the second half, McNeil scores an absolute screamer on the edge of the box to equalise. And then moments later, McNeil hits the back of the net once again. And this time it was done through a great half volley. Now let's talk about Palace. Things aren't looking good there. They had a purple patch last season when Oliver Glasner joined the club, but it seems like his luck has run out. And this might seem a bit premature, but I think his job could be under fire right now as he's had a very poor start. They still haven't got a win under their belt. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks. On to the next fixture, Brentford versus West Ham, which ended 1-1. But Brentford wasted no time in breaking the deadlock. 38 seconds to be exact, as Mbeumo hits the back of the net with a fantastic volley. He scored a goal like that last week in very similar fashion. What a finish from the attacker. Souček then gets the equaliser in the second half for West Ham with a sliding effort. West Ham manager Lopetegui will be pleased with this one and will have another week to breathe as the pressure is still mounting on his shoulders, kind of similar to Oliver Glasner's position at Palace as well. On to the next fixture. Forest versus Fulham, which ended 1-0 to Fulham. They managed to beat Forest and end the unbeaten record in the league this season, and it took a penalty to separate both sides as Pereira is fouled by Murillo, who concedes the penalty. Raul Jimenez steps up and hits his shot very low to convert the penalty. That win moves Fulham to 6th place, which is a fantastic start for Marco Silva and his team. And the final fixture of match week 6, which literally happened earlier this evening, the Battle of the South Coast it was, as Bournemouth beat Southampton 3-1. Evan Nilsson scores his first goal for Bournemouth with a sliding finish. Otaro gets the final touch to make it 2-0 from Cook's shot. And Semenyo makes it 3-0 with a great finish in the bottom corner. And Howard Bellis gets a consolation goal for Southampton in the second half, scoring from close range. So that is the match week 6 review. Unfortunately, I'm not able to present the FPL Manager of the Week as they haven't updated it with us having a Monday night kickoff. So what I'll do next week for match week 7, I will present the Manager of the Week for this week and next week. So look out for that. Before we close the show, I'm going to give you my predictions of match week 7. So let's have a look. So the first fixture is Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Another midday kickoff for Liverpool. Surprise, surprise there. It's at Selhurst Park. So normally Liverpool don't have the best of records there. It's kind of one of our bogey grounds. We've dropped points over the years, especially in important fixtures. But in this moment, I would say Liverpool should be going over there and thrashing Palace because they're in really poor form. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory for Liverpool. Arsenal face Southampton at the Emirates. I'm going to go for the same score. I think Arsenal will beat Southampton 3-0. Brentford versus Wolves. Despite Wolves being at the bottom of the table, they're actually not a bad team. I feel like they played some decent football. They just had a very tough run of fixtures so far this season. So I think their luck will change, but will it be this fixture? I'm not quite so sure. I think Brentford will get the edge and it'll be a 2-1 victory for Brentford. Leicester City versus Bournemouth. I've been impressed with how Bournemouth have started the season so far, so I'm going to give a win to Bournemouth, and I believe the scoreline will be 1-0 to Bournemouth. Man City to Fulham. It won't be a walk in the park. Fulham have been one of the most informed teams, I would say, in the league. So I'm going to give this a 2-1 result. That's also considering that they don't have Rodri anymore, because I do feel like they've struggled. So I think it'll be a 2-1 victory for Man City. West Ham versus Ipswich Town. I think this will be a draw. I'm going to give it as a 1-1 result. Everton versus Newcastle. So Everton got their first win last weekend, beating Palace. And Newcastle got a very valuable point, beating Man City. So their confidence is high. I think this will end 2-2. I think it will be a game full of goals. And on to the Sunday fixtures. Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Manchester United, not in the best of forms, low in morale. So I'm going to go with a Villa win. I think Villa will win 3-1. Chelsea versus Forest. I'm going to go for a Chelsea win. I think Chelsea will win 3-0. Brighton versus Spurs. I think Spurs will edge it. I think it will be a 2-1 victory for Spurs. So that is my prediction for match week 7. And just before we close the show, I've got a comment here from Anfield Uncle Rods who says, big up, bro. Big up, Anfield Uncle Rods. Thank you for your comment and thank you for tuning in. And that is it for today, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. In terms of upcoming content, I'll be doing a match preview tomorrow for the Champions League game between Liverpool and Bologna. And then I'll be doing a watch along on Wednesday. And then we'll also do a match preview of Crystal Palace versus Liverpool, possibly on Thursday. If not, it'll be on Friday. So the best thing to do is hit that notification bell on YouTube and also follow me on social media for all the latest updates. And you can follow me at OZZIE'S.ftp on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all next week. Bye.